Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in today. Again, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Really appreciate it. We got some good stuff to go over today. The drama continues with this whole Krystal and Saagar leaving the hill thing.
Talk about some bombshells, dude. Here we are yesterday talking about how it's like 90% probably it's an amicable split, and then there's like a 10% chance there was something legal going on in the background, and that's why they're just kind of keeping a distance from it. Lo and be fucking hold, the tables have turned on the likelihood, but Kyle, who was incredibly fucking caustic towards the Hill during the interview with Vosh, even when it was just first announced that Krystal was going to be leaving the Hill, he kept his mouth shut about it beforehand, probably in a gesture of faith and goodwill towards Krystal, who's his friend and colleague. But as soon as it became acceptable, he was hammering the Hill, talking about how Krystal and Saagar never needed them, that they were just bullshit managers getting in the way. And I was like, damn, Kyle, yeah, you're really a real one. You really are down for independent media. Of course, he was a trailblazer in this field, and I think it's important for people to remember that.
It's so true. On that note, a lot of people in this industry, they'll play the independent game for as long as they can, but then as soon as there's an opportunity, they'll sell out. But Kyle's someone that has never done that, and I don't see him doing that given the experiences he recounts in this video and the kind of language in general he kind of directs towards the corporate media sphere. I think he's pretty firmly rooted in his independent media world, and rightly so. I mean, he's one of the pioneers of this space for sure. But yeah, he definitely spilled the tea a little bit when it came to this whole situation. And I cut up a bit of an abbreviated highlights reel for you guys because this was a pretty long video he released addressing the situation. But I wanted to, share with you the best moments, the parts that I thought were the spiciest, the parts where I really thought it got down to the meat of the issue. So let's take a look and we can react to the situation.
I have to tell you guys, I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to say. I don't want to get anybody who I'm close to in trouble, but listen, this is all out there for you to see with your own two eyes. It's something that I realized and recognized, and so I'm going to talk about it because I think it's gross. So, as you all know, Krystal and Saagar just recently left the Hill. They're going independent. The Hill, which of course is the company where they did Rising, it's the corporation where they did their show Rising. The Hill YouTube channel pulled down Krystal and Saagar's farewell video after they left. So they only left it up for what, 2 days, 3 days, something like that, before they pulled it down. They had the title for their video all set and ready to go. They had, the order ready to go. So in other words, their exit video would be the first video of the day for that show, and it would be premiered. And of course, when a video is premiered, and when it's the first video, typically that video does very well. So they had their title ready. They had the video ready to premiere. And then behind the scenes, somebody decided, let's change the title to something incredibly vague that has no reference whatsoever about how Krystal and Saagar are leaving. The title was like, Today on Rising or some shit. And they removed it from a premiere. Now, if I'm not mistaken, most of the time, if not every time they do a show, the first video is premiered. So they removed the video from premiere, made it a regular video, changed the title to something incredibly vague in general, to make it sound like Krystal and Saagar weren't leaving. But it gets even worse. There were moments where they turned the comments off. And there were other moments where they turned the likes and dislikes off. So, listen, I don't know the specifics in terms of behind the scenes at corporate media, at The Hill, but there was obviously some sort of tug of war going on. And this doesn't take a genius to figure out. All you had to do was watch what was happening. Of course, I was watching every step of the way, and now, 2 days later, 3 days later, they pulled down their farewell video. So in other words, now they're trying to make it so if you tune into Rising and you see other hosts, you're like, okay, I don't know where Krystal and Saagar are. I guess they're just on vacation, taking a day off. Maybe they'll be back eventually. But I guess I should stay and watch the show. It's a very sleazy, underhanded attempt to try to dupe the audience into thinking that what just happened didn't really happen. But it gets even worse. They cut a brand new promo video for the show. after Krystal and Saagar left. Now understand, Rising is Krystal and Saagar's baby. They came up with the idea. If they're leaving the Hill, the right thing for the Hill to do is very simple. The right thing for the Hill to do is to give them, the send-off of royalty. Hey guys, we love you. Just so you know, you're irreplaceable. You built this amazing thing, this amazing show on this channel and made it what it is. It's never going to be the same without you. Here's a cake. We're going to miss you. And you know what? We're going to change the branding of the channel away from Rising with Krystal and Saagar. We're not going to have Rising anymore. We're going to change the name of the show and have a new show because we can't replicate what you guys did. You guys are unique. You're special. You're your own thing. Nobody can fill your shoes. It's not possible. Instead, like I said, they tried to bury the fact that they left, change the title on the video, change it from a premiere to a regular video, turn the comments off and on, and then cut a fucking promo the day after they left. The promo trying to say like, hey, don't go anywhere. Please don't go anywhere, audience. Don't go anywhere. Don't be mad. We're one of the top news shows on YouTube, and that's never going to change. Never going to change. It was Krystal and Saagar who made it the #1 show on YouTube. Now they're not there. What do you mean that's never going to change? By the way, in the promo, they put a lot of people in the video who definitely don't want to be in that video. They put Shoe on Head, for example. They put Matt Taibbi. They put a number of anti-establishment voices in the promo as if those people signed off on the fact that, yeah, Krystal and Saagar are leaving, but I want you to stick around and watch whatever the fuck else is going to, take the time slot at the Hill. Now, I'm in a position, since Krystal and Saagar are out at the Hill, I'm in a position to tell you guys my experience in dealing with corporate media behind the scenes. So Krystal and I, of course, we started the podcast, Krystal, Kyle, and Friends. So Krystal had gotten permission to do Krystal, Kyle, and Friends, and we had gotten permission to put the podcasts on YouTube. Well, even though Krystal had gotten permission to put it on YouTube, immediately after our premiere, the episode with Marianne Williamson, which did phenomenally well, by the way. I haven't checked the numbers now, but it's got to be over 300,000 views on that video. We were told that if we put the second episode on YouTube, there could be litigation. There was a lawsuit threatened. After Krystal had already gotten permission to put our show on YouTube, whoever's one of the higher-ups there took a look at the fact that we had a gigantic launch with over 300,000 views. And they did an about face and said, if you put that second video up there, there could be litigation. We might sue you. So after I told hundreds of thousands of people this is how it's going to work, there's a lawsuit threatened. If you put that second one up, we might come after you. Well, of course, panic sets in. And, everybody's losing their mind. And I'm a man of my word. I told you guys it's going on YouTube. So guess what? It's going on YouTube. I'm not going to let some nameless, faceless corporate douchebag determine what happens on my channel when I've never even had a conversation with any of the higher-ups at the Hill. Why would I let them control what I do? So anyway, there was basically a standoff, and at the last minute, the higher-ups at the Hill backed down, because I guess they knew that we weren't going to fold, and so we posted it, and nobody knew about any of that stuff behind the scenes. But it was a very tense moment. It was a very, very tense moment. And obviously, it was incredibly tumultuous for everybody involved, but definitely the most tumultuous for Krystal. Final thing. Did you guys know that Krystal had to beg in the early days for the Hill to allow her to put the show on YouTube? And then when later on, she had already gotten the green light to do Krystal, Kyle, and Friends and for us to put it on YouTube, after that first episode, when they threatened us, one of the higher-ups said, and I quote, "You're not allowed to put Krystal, Kyle, and Friends on YouTube. I own you on YouTube."
So yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, they also banned Kyle from being featured on the Hill too, which is another little tidbit that Krystal shared on Status Quo. It's fucking crazy, man. I mean, this is what happens when you allow the media machine to try and fucking get you in the web And honestly, again, we applaud Krystal and Saagar for giving them the middle fucking finger, and Kyle for giving them the middle finger too, because it is scary when a fucking extremely large company threatens to sue you and could cripple your organization that you spent your whole fucking life building. Kyle was like a goddamn kid when he started the Secular Talk channel. You know, it was in the back of his mind, like, what if they take my channel away from me? He said, fuck you, these are my principles. Saying, so did Krystal and so did Saagar. So that across the board, you know, that's a stand-up move.
Yeah, totally it is. And I think it's just completely disgraceful and disgusting and indicative of corporate culture and capitalism at large, the way The Hill has responded to this. You know, obviously, Krystal and Saagar literally built The Hill's channel from 5,000 subscribers to over 1 million. They really brought a lot of relevance and attention to their YouTube, project. And if it weren't for them, they still would be completely irrelevant. So it's absolutely insane to me that, like Kyle said, The Hill didn't give them the proper send-off they deserve. You know, well, not only is it insane that they didn't do everything in their power to try to keep them there, because as we can look at the numbers are quite significantly down in the wake. Here, I'll pull it up right now. We can take a look at what the numbers are in comparison to what they were.
Jasinski's fucking radar for this morning was 17,000 views. That is not shit. Like a Krystal Ball radar, the highest Krystal Ball radar had 5 million views. Last month, she did a housing crisis radar, 2.2 million views. Like, the numbers are infinitely smaller.
It looks like their highest viewed video from today is at 51,000 views, which is pretty much like the low point for the rising videos when Krystal and Saagar were still on board. So now their high point is what, you know, Krystal and Saagar were getting at their lowest. So that's just embarrassing. And as you see, some of the videos here have like 5.6K views. That's just embarrassing. That's in the toilet. And now, again, what's really insane to me is that The Hill didn't realize that, you know, treating Krystal like this would unleash Kyle, but also Krystal and everyone in the space. You know, obviously the tea is going to get spilled at some point, and now we all know. And now, you know, people like me or you that might have been a little bit more willing to check out the new Rising with Ryan Grimm and Emily Jasinski, now we sure as hell aren't going to. You know, I already wasn't thrilled about it, but now I'm going to go out of my way not to watch it. I literally unsubscribed from The Hill's channel today on both my YouTube accounts because I was like, fuck this. I don't approve of this behavior. They basically used two good commentators to build up their channel, and now we're going to treat them like shit and try to bully them. So fuck The Hill.
I was running to watch Ryan Grimm and Emily Jasinski.
Yeah, and speaking of
news in the morning.
Speaking of Ryan Grimm and Emily Jasinski, I think they could take a principled stand here as well. You know, I don't know about Emily. I know she works for the Federalist, which is a right-wing rag that I believe is owned by Meghan McCain's husband. But I know that Ryan Grimm is perfectly well off. He doesn't need the money from this new gig. He already has a job on the Young Turks, and obviously he's the DC bureau chief of The Intercept. So, you know, I'm just saying, bro, it's not like you need the financial security that this new job is.
I'll take it one step further. This is scab behavior.
So I want to take a quick look at their new show. Yeah. This isn't the official set unveiling or anything, which they have yet to post. But it is a little bit of a sneak peek that they put on their channel. But again, this is just like not an unofficial little teaser. But I still thought it would be worth taking a quick look at.
Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you to the 40,000 of you who've already subscribed. You guys already completely blew us away. I didn't tell you. The last 24 hours have been the craziest 24 hours of our entire lives. Like, we woke up, we literally had no idea what to expect. Blew us away on the subscriptions, blew us away on the YouTube reception, on our channel, on our video that we've already posted. It's just totally crazy.
Yeah, so we woke up. The first sign that it was going to be a good day is we had published the sign up page for the premium subscribers.
Just to make sure it was all good.
Right,
you know?
But there was no way to find it. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how people found it.
But before we even announced it, people were starting to sign up, and we're like, that's a good sign. Then we launch, we announce on Twitter, we press send on the email that we had painstakingly drafted over weeks.
Weeks of my life went into this email.
And this is where we had asked you guys, hey, sign up at krystalandsaagar.com if you want to be the first to know. And the email is not working. And MailChimp is telling us there's
we violated their terms
of service. Exactly.
They thought we were running an OnlyFans. I shit you not. That's what they put in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, you've acceptable use content. And I look at it, and it's like sex work. And I was like, what do you people think is happening over here? The subscription organization that's being run. I don't understand.
I feel judged for
That's
my
right.
for my
See,
name right
there
now.
you go.
I
You
think
were-
that's what it was. That's really what it was.
No, I'm sure. And so then Krystal and I are like, we're on the phone, right? Her AirPods are dying. We've been on the phone for like an hour. We can't like figure out. We're like, what are we gonna do? Who are we? We have 60,000 of you signed up to get that email.
Yeah.
I promised you all you guys were gonna get it first. She's on with Constant
I was
Contact.
trying to figure out Constant Contact, but then
I'm
the
on-
CSV file is too
Right.
big. I'm trying to split this. You're trying to both talk to MailChimp
Yes.
and start up
Via chat.
another service.
And so I'm on this chat with these MailChimp guys, and I was like, hey, I've already paid you $500 in fees, and like, this is ridiculous. And he's like, well, sir, we'd be happy to offer you a refund. I'm like, I don't want a refund. Send my email. God damn it, you're costing me money.
So the low point was when they told you, like,
Yeah.
we'll get back to you within 2 business days.
I almost lost it. I literally almost had a heart attack on this.
So there's just a little bit of a sneak peek. They talk a little bit more and get into a little bit more about how they want to challenge the corporate media and all that stuff that they talked about on the interview the other day, the collaboration with Kyle and Marshall. So check out the full video if you haven't got a chance. But mainly, I just want to say go over and do give a subscribe to Breaking Points, because I do think it's important that we support this and make sure that it is proven to be viable, that leaving the corporate world and going into this world, independent, taking that leap is something that's financially viable. It is something that's doable. You don't just have to kowtow to the corporate platform for a bigger paycheck or whatever. And I do believe in the independent model of media. Obviously, that's what we're doing here. So props to them again. And I'm just hoping that this becomes as big as Rising was, and the Hill can eat shit.